Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Geezer back with another build video. Today we're doing a 3-triangle stability bunker with no raised foundations. For those of you who watched my last video, we did a 1x1 with no raised foundations. This one has an extra step in it, and the beginning steps are all the same as the last one. So for those of you who know how to make a 1x1 or watched that video, you'll be familiar with these first few steps. We're going to put a square foundation. This is not going to be our living space in this video because we're making a triangle base, 3-triangle base. Build off a build square here, and we're going to do 15 total triangles or 7 pixel gaps, including this one. 2, 3. We got an extra one there. And we're gonna put a square off of that. We're gonna start destroying these. Let's leave this guy. And we can destroy that build square as well. Let's build a square off of here. Destroy the triangle. Build another square and destroy that. And now we're gonna build back. So this square basically is going to allow us to build the foundation, triangle foundation eventually. Between the stability bunker walls, as you'll see, which we're going to build right now, the walls. So now coming back, that looks nice. Destroy all of these extra ones except for the last square that we built. And now we're going to build back 2 triangles and then a square. As you can see, the square is now offset a half square, off center a half square. And let's build back 2 more. So now we've got 3 squares here. As you can see, we've got a nice triangle space. We're going to destroy these 3 build squares. Okay. That's the hard part. That's most of the hard part there. Not really hard, but you know, you're out there exposed building some twig for a bit. So we can... Okay, now we've got these 2 triangles here. Perfect for our walls. Let's put up 2 walls. Now we can destroy these. Let's just leave one of these for now. We're going to destroy that. Off of this square, as I mentioned, is what's going to make that triangle foundation underneath here. See? So we can destroy these. Let's just leave that for right now. And now we've got kind of where we have what we would need if we were going to make a 1x1. So we could turn this into our stability bunker seal, and this would be a living space. But we're not going to do that today. We are going to turn this into one of these. So let's get on to that next step. Okay, let me adjust the mic here for a second. All right. Okay, so let's build off this square here that would become living space. 3 triangles. Keep the last one and we'll destroy that now. And now we're going to build back from this triangle, a square and then a triangle, and boom, another triangle, and we've got our triangle aligned properly. No problem. Now we can put the foundation in underneath here. And that's all the hard part done, guys. We can add an extra triangle at our convenience for our living space and just stone everything up. Destroy the extra twig that we had built onto. Stone up your base, and basically from here we're mostly just building a base. There's a couple extra small steps we're gonna put a twig on here so you know that you can only place it onto kind of a bunker seal socket. You won't make a mistake if that's there. And there's our extra living space triangle. And there we go. We've got our footprint. We've got our seal kind of core built. And now we can just build out the base kind of as you like, making sure to create this stability bunker seal properly. Let's stone it up. Keep that bottom part twig of the bunker. So one half wall, and then, you know, build a full wall on top. I'm putting a shelf here, but you could do whatever you want with the space, as long as you have that bottom half wall twig so that you can break the seal. I'd put a shelf in here just for some space because it's going to be really cramped on the bottom, and then just stone stuff. You can seal all this right away. So seal the back side of this right here, right away. I'm leaving it open just to show you guys better what's going on. Otherwise it's super cramped and it's hard to record video for. It's easier to see like this. It's also easier to load in deployables if the backside is open, like the TC and the workbench and stuff. But think about security first, obviously, even if your setup's not quite as optimized. Let's just build our doorway here. Awesome thing about this design, even though it's only 3 triangles, we've got a front door. So from the outside, people won't know what's going on really, just walking by. It will just look like a tiny 3 triangle solo base. You're not going to be able to put anything in this space. So you could put a Dropbox triangle here and build it differently, just like in our last video. But I think this is way better, to have this shelf space on top. We want to try to fit stuff in here, you know, like a workbench and a furnace. Get that as far right as you can so that you can still place the wall. That's really important. Make sure that the wall will still place. But it's got to be all the way back and over to the right as much as possible to fit everything else in here. And I like to put the furnace right back there in this little space, and then you can stand up on there to place some other deployables, especially the sleeping bag. You can also use the furnace as a jump up to get onto the top of your TC to place stuff on the shelf. It's really difficult to get at least I found it quite challenging to get the workbench in here. It's got to be all the way in at a slight angle, and then you still got to be able to place this back wall, so you got to fiddle with it. Let's put some boxes up first. Do the easy part first. You can jump up on this shelf. I know you guys are all better at parkour than me, but let's try to get up here. How many times do I have to miss before I edit it out, right? More than that, probably. Okay, we can just stick a large box and a small box up there. It's good to have stuff peeking out over the edge, so that's why I'm using these boxes instead of, say, a bunch of barbecues up there. It's a lot easier to loot from the bottom. Just try to jump and put it up there. Those will be really easy to get to. You can lock those if you want. Make sure you don't forget to stone the top. It's a convenient time. And all we have to do now really is put the workbench in and seal the back, and we're done, you know. So, you know, you can fiddle with things and put it in different configurations. The workbench is going to go there almost for sure, though. It's easy to flip the sleeping bag and the furnace around the other way. Sometimes you'll find you have a little more space, and put the furnace right next to the workbench. That's usually a pretty good place as well, if you don't need it to jump up, or you don't need it anymore to jump up. Let's try that. We can put it here. That's one place, or just on the other side. But you know, furnace and sleeping bag will go along this edge, kind of end to end, always, I think. You can still jump up on here and use it to place other things. So if you want to seal the base, which is a great idea, seal it, and then this is how you put everything inside. including the workbench, if you had, you know, say stoned up everything in advance. So put, like I said, end to end, bag and furnace, and then jump down on here, and you'll be able to clip the workbench just over the bottom corner of the sleeping bag here, and it'll fit usually if you do it just right. See, even though there's technically not quite enough space, it doesn't look like, it kind of clips over just a tiny corner of the bag, and it's okay. It fits. Put your small box down there, and that's it, guys. Stone up the rest of your base. So if I were doing this on a build, I'd make myself an enclosure and stone it all up in advance. As soon as I got the stuff loaded in there, like the boxes up here, then I would seal the back right away, just for security. For 63 stone, 23 metal frags. That's the upkeep cost for the sealed bunker. I think maybe 6 wood for the twig there, and obviously less, a little bit less if it's open. Let's take a spin around, guys. So that's it. Super tiny. I mean, I gotta say this is one of my favorite bases. It's my favorite to do a wipe in, just because I think it's so sneaky and it fits everything that I need, at least early on in a wipe. You can make a couple of these if you want around the map, and I think it's just terrific. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys, and please subscribe. It really helps out my channel if you like what I'm doing here. And leave a comment if you have any questions, or you see anything that you do differently, or big improvements, etc. Just let me know in the comments, and I'll try to respond. There it is, sealed. That's all there is to it. Even if they blow through the door, then they'll just find the seal. You can upgrade everything to metal if you like, but as a stone 3 triangle base, I mean, it's super sneaky. It just looks so nondescript. Just a random like 3 triangle starter base. And there it is inside. It's got everything you need to start out a wipe. Let's break this open, make sure it works. And we are out. Seal is broken. You can reseal that at your convenience in just a second. Super fast to do. One great question that people ask sometimes is how to have an airlock on a 2 triangle stability bunker with no raised foundations, or a 3 triangle one. Well, of course you could use it without an airlock, or put the seal on all day long, break it every time you come back to your base. That's certainly an option. It's workable, although it's not a very elegant or fun solution. But it's already ready to go with a roughed-in airlock. As you can see, it has a ladder hatch frame in there, so you just put in the ladder hatch throughout the day, use that, and then when you're ready to sign off for the night, just take it off and then put on the bunker seal. And that's it. The other option, of course, would be to add an additional triangle for another airlock here and replace this with a garage door. That's also an option too. But in terms of keeping the base as small as possible, that's a good way to go. And there's nothing more to it. You can probably place a bag on top of that seal if you want, but of course it would be destroyed when you broke the seal. But, you know, for 30 cloth, I think you'd probably fit it on there, right along the doorway. And that's it. Thanks again, guys. One more last look inside here. Look at that. I really love this base.